is that I've always said the last illusion to fall is that we as patriots are a minority. And as the people put up posters and go to town halls and call into radio and go to city council and do all these things and start websites and all this be heard, if you're heard by one person, that's victory. That now everybody's seeing we're the majority, and the system used to try to demonize us. Now they're not doing that as much because they realize, oh, God, that only angers them because the mind control, the mesmerized trance that people were under is breaking. William Lewis.
Yeah, people keep in mind that this country was born out of political dissent. You know, they may be labeling George Washington and the founders of this country as terrorists, but in the Crown's eye, that's what they were. In the government's eyes, that's what we are. It doesn't make us in the wrong. In fact, I think it's quite an honor these days to be labeled a potential domestic terrorist because it says you're standing up and saying the right thing. So we can't let them intimidate us into not saying the things that need to be said. And this woman, like Gary said, is a hero. We need to all be standing up. We all need to be protesting what's going on in our government and speaking our minds.
Well, I want to say something else, and we are going to calls, and it's this. In 99% of the cases, and I mean, it's literally those type of numbers now, when we hear about somebody putting up an Obama poster, we hear about somebody going to a town hall, or somebody shoots the video of the town hall, or cops come over and say, you can't have that anti-Obama poster, but pro posters are allowed, or somebody gets punched in the face and then stands up. It's my listeners. And I want to tell the listeners of this show, you are the second American Revolution against the offshore banks' tyranny and trying to usurp this country. You are the only resistance. You are wonderful, and it is just such a blessing and such an honor to be able to talk to people like you and to be able to work with all these other great liberty activists and to be the focal point show and to have Media Matters and George Soros attacking me every day. It is such an honor, and I'm trying to live up to that standard. I know I'm not perfect. None of us have all the answers, but we don't have to be perfect. We just got to take action. We know these tyrants are out of control, and get the word out. Gentlemen?
Alex, your listeners are a crucial part of this entire revolution. You know, people are standing up. People have seen your films. They've seen Russo's film. They've, participated in the Ron Paul Revolution. This is the second American Revolution, Alex. I am damn proud to be a part of it. I'm damn proud to be on your team. And if somebody wants to come out and demonize me because I stand up for what's right and for the Constitution, I say bring it. I say bring it with full force because you know what? That's only going to galvanize me to step up. It's going to galvanize the people to step up. And that's what's happening right now. God bless America.
God bless America. And absolutely. And that's what's happening is people are realizing they have power. The system, when it attacks myself and Ron Paul and only a few other people nationally now, that shows who the real enemy is. That shows that the whole eye of the New World Order is focused into the heart of its own empire, because if it can't keep its slaves in line, it fails, it falls. Sam in the Netherlands, you're on the air with William Lewis, the director and maker, and also his producer, Gary Franchi. Go ahead.
Hi, Gary. Met you before, emailed you in the past. And hi, Alex and William. I would like to just say that my ancestor from South Africa was probably in the first concentration camp. And now there's a concentration camp. It's big. It's called Palestine, Gaza. And Israel created viruses against the Palestinians, also South Africa. What else can I say? Concentration camps are around us. And it's all from roads, Cecil Roads, building that first camp in South Africa, stupid Rothschild bootlicker. And what else can I say?
Well, I mean, I want to hear more of what you have to say. You make a great point. Look at South Africa. Look at some of the stuff Israel does. Look at what the Russians would do. They just lock off whole neighborhoods and don't let food and stuff in. And that's what they're saying under quarantine, which they're setting this is the excuse for the feds to train locals to accept the lockdowns of cities, whether it happens or not, is that's how they work this. That's how this is done. Whole areas of the world are locked down, and they're admitting they're turning all of America into a giant FEMA camp. William Lewis.
Yeah, look, we went to the really cream of the crop when we wanted to ask these types of questions. I mean, obviously you're in it. John Stadtmiller's in it. Chuck Baldwin, Michael Badnarik. But, one surprising person that we had in here is Catherine Bleich. She is here in Missouri. She's head of the Liberty Restoration Project. She goes to these MIAC hearings and presents her evidence. I mean, she actually testifies at these things. We have her today at the MIAC hearing in Kansas City entering into evidence the Camp FEMA documentary that these people, since it's been entered into evidence, are going to have to sit down and watch. We're very excited about that. Catherine is really carrying the banner of liberty and freedom here in Missouri. She needs to be, supported. We've got Larry Pratt in this thing, Michael Shaw with Freedom Advocates, Charlie Meadows, who gets off onto the Agenda 21, 85% reduction in population, that whole agenda. James Lane with We Are Change, Jeffrey Grupp, and of course, our star that we consider our star, Sam Ozaki, who was the U.S. internment camp survivor, who's the guy who actually lived through this once before and is here to give us the warning signs, tell us what to look for, what they did to them, and how we can combat it. And that's where we get into the 10th Amendment. States' rights, like I said, this took place at in Oklahoma City. This was a Freedom 21 conference. We got the cream of the crop talking about this stuff, and I think people are going to be absolutely astounded. They're going to want to get up and take action. These guys present the right things to do.
And go right back to Sam in the Netherlands. Sam, anything else you wanted to add there?
Yes, I have something to say also about like the Second World War with the camps, the 6 million Jews. That's a hoax, and we got to wake up to this. What do you think?
Well, I've actually read the writings of Hitler and studied a lot of stuff, and I know the Russians have gone back on some of the stories they told. But Hitler. You do believe he executed people and ran people into pits and shot them, right? Because that was the Nazis' own writings.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate your call, Sam. Good to hear from you. All these governments set up camps. And, that's really the bottom line here. These camps are real being set up here in the United States. And it is true the British invented camps. Actually, didn't start in South Africa, though that's when it got modernized. The British invented camps. They had slave camps here in the U.S., prison ship camps. Andrew Jackson's mother and brother died in a camp. They just starved you to death, so the British invented them. Virgil in Ohio, you're on the air with the makers of the film Camp FEMA. Go ahead, Virgil.
Oh, hello there.
Hey.
I don't know a whole lot about the FEMA camps. I'm just learning. And one, you was talking about an email or a website that I could go on.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for you to listen if you got the radio cranked up and listen to yourself at the same time.
No, actually, my wife's got the computer on.
Okay, well, I just heard myself, so I must be going crazy. Specifically, what website are you asking for?
I'd like to know a little bit more about the FEMA camps. And then the whole purpose of me calling today was I'm calling on behalf of my dad.
Okay.
And I was trying to get people to realize how evil the government's getting to even the people in offices locally, like in the state of Ohio where I live, what they're doing.
What are they doing?
And like the parole board, they're actually stealing men's lives. They're changing what they was put in for and then giving them more time.
Yeah, I've seen that around the country where they add charges you were never convicted of. Send me a local news article on that. Send it to showtips@infowars.com. Good to hear from you, sir. The film Camp FEMA covers all the documents. I'm in the film going over the documents. Civilian inmate labor camp program. Let me ask Gary Franchi and William Lewis this. Have you seen the clip of Fox radio host Alan Combs saying he doesn't even believe Army.mil is a real website? So even when the government's trying to hire camp workers, they're saying it's not real.
That's in the documentary. We found a clever way to introduce people to that. We've got Combs, his own words, on his radio program talking about it, saying that he can't find the Army.mil website, and of course at the same time we are, we got a camera on the computer and we're going there physically showing people, yeah, it's real. So yeah, that's covered, and I think people will find that really funny.
See, you did so much in this film. That's another thing I forgot about. You show folks how to Google it, and then you're on the Army site hiring people to run the camps. I mean, there's just so much denial going on out there.
Well, I mean, it blew our minds when just a couple of weeks ago, we got National Guard posting, job postings for internment camp officers. I called William up. I said, "Oh my God, you got to see this." I mean, the film was practically finished, and then here we get this bombshell dropped on us. I mean,
it's incredible.
Everything even more.
And Army.mil is the Army's website, even if Alan Combs says it isn't. Great job, guys. I commend you on a job well done. I'm proud to be a big part of the film Camp FEMA. Order it right now at Infowars.com, folks. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I'll talk to you very soon.
Thank you, Alex.
Great job.